My disobedient 9-year-old son was punished and ended up making an incredible discovery that changes his life forever. This year my son Stephen graduated from high school as valedictorian, but 8 years ago my husband and I were desperate. Stephen was 9 and the most rebellious child I'd ever seen or heard of. He'd do the opposite of anything we asked of him. On principle he was untidy, rude, careless in his studies, and nasty to other children. My husband and I lost count of the number of times we were called into school because of Stephen. And then one weekend, a miracle happened. We'd had a horrible week, and by Friday, I was at the end of my tether. I walked into Stephen's room and lost my cool. "Stephen," I screamed. I heard him from the garden. "What do you want?" "You get in here right now and clean up this room," I cried. Stephen walked in dragging his feet and pouting. "I don't wanna," he said crossly. "I don't care what you want. You clean this up or else," I said. "Or else," what he asked scornfully. "Or else you'll be sleeping in grandmother's room until your room is tidy." My mother-in-law had passed away over a year ago, but her bedroom was still as she had left it. I knew my son and his friends scared themselves by telling ghost stories, sneaking her bedroom door open, and running screaming downstairs. Stephen looked horrified. "You can't do that." "Oh yes, I can," I told him. "You just try me." Stephen decided to try me. I took a peek at his bedroom after dinner and saw that it was still in the same disgraceful state, so I carefully locked it and went to bed. My husband and I were about to doze off when Stephen knocked on our door. Opening a book is like opening a window that can take us on a marvelous journey of discovery. "I can't open my bedroom door," Stephen complained. "Yes," I said calmly, "I know. I've made up grandmother's bed fresh, and your pajamas are under the pillow." "I can't sleep there," he screamed. "What's the matter, son?" my husband asked. "Are you scared?" Stephen would never admit to being scared, so he went into his grandmother's bedroom, put on his pajamas, and climbed into bed. Later he told me that whenever he closed his eyes he'd hear weird noises, so he decided he preferred to stay awake. He started rummaging through my mother-in-law's drawers and cabinets, and then he spotted a stack of books on top of her wardrobe. The book right on top was fat and huge, with a gleaming gold embossed binding. Stephen decided he had to see what was in the book, so he climbed on top of a chair to try to reach it. Reach it he did, but as he pulled the book down, he realized it was too heavy. It fell from his hands onto the bedroom floor. A thick cloud of dust escaped from between the pages, and an envelope fell out. Stephen opened the envelope and saw that it contained 6 coins in acrylic boxes. Coins? "I wonder what the book is about," Stephen asked himself and started leafing through it. Now Stephen had never enjoyed reading, but here he found something that fascinated him. The book was all about coins, the history of coins, and to his surprise, he saw that there was a picture of one of the coins in the first chapter. Philip of Macedon, Stephen Reed, and his son Alexander, the boy general, were the first to use coins as instruments of propaganda. What was propaganda? Stephen wondered. And a boy general? That sounded exciting. On Monday, Stephen was in the library researching the story of the boy general Alexander. Each of the 6 coins in the envelope led him on a fascinating journey of discovery, and soon he was a voracious reader and an avid coin collector. To my surprise, Stephen's report card started showing higher marks, and within a year, he was a straight A student. My husband and I couldn't believe our eyes, so that night we called for a family meeting. "Stephen," I said, "I just got your report card, and we have to talk about it." "We do?" asked Stephen, squirming, but the truth is that he was not a much nicer boy than he had been just a few months before. "Yes," said my husband, putting the report card on the kitchen table in front of Stephen. "How do you explain this?" Stephen picked up the report card and read it. His face turned bright red and his mouth hung open, all as he gasped. "Son," said my husband, grinning, "we're so proud of you." "How did you do that?" I admit I sounded suspicious. "Well," Stephen said, "it was Granny's fault. Remember you made me sleep in her room? There was this book there and these coins, and I started reading, and then I just couldn't stop." "Coins?" asked my husband, astounded. "I never saw any coins," so Stephen fetched the book and the coins, and the 3 of us chatted excitedly about this incredible discovery right under our own roof. For Stephen, it was the book that taught him the adventure that reading could be, and he and my husband started going to numismatic fairs, and he started collecting. I'm grateful for that big book, and the changes it brought into my son's life.